Everyone is different, and of course we prepare exactly for each opponent.
Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol are set to face off, and Beterbiev has dropped a bomb that he has been training specifically for Bivol this time. He was reluctant to reveal the secret training regime that he has been following.
Yeah. We never tell you how we do that. I mean, it's like little secret of our team, but we do some different stuff for preparing for this fight.
When asked about his approach to preparing for different opponents, Artur Beterbiev highlighted the importance of tailoring his training to each fighter. He emphasized that while his preparation varies depending on the opponent, his commitment to giving 100% remains the same.
That means like I do preparation for everyone, same one. But I mean, I push myself, or I do training hard for 100%.
Beterbiev, the current WBC, IBF, and WBO champion, will meet WBA title holder Bivol in a battle to determine the undisputed light heavyweight champion, something that hasn't been achieved since Roy Jones Jr. accomplished the feat over 2 decades ago. The same, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. pointed to Bivol's dominant victory over Canelo Alvarez as proof of his exceptional talent. He also suggested that Artur Beterbiev's age, now 38, could be a disadvantage, giving Bivol, who is younger and sharper, a potential edge in their upcoming bout.
Beterbiev is 38 years old. Beterbiev has been down.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Bivol had never been down. Bivol been in there with who at the time was pound the best, which was Canelo Alvarez. Made him look like nothing. So I'm not saying it's 50-50. Beterbiev got everything to show me to bring it back up to 50-50. Right now, Bivol has the advantage 60-40.
Jones further analyzed how Bivol's movement and footwork could be key in avoiding Beterbiev's power punches, especially in the early rounds. He mentioned that if Bivol could evade Beterbiev's heavy shots for the first 3 or 4 rounds, his chances of winning would increase. He said, Bivol can use his feet to avoid the power for the first 3 or 4 rounds. Bivol should win the fight, but if he gets caught, we don't know, because I've never seen him get caught by a guy that punches with the velocity that Artur punches with. Jones concluded by acknowledging Beterbiev's legendary punching power, which he believes could make the fight a 50-50 contest. He added, it's a very dangerous game because Beterbiev is probably the best puncher ever in that division. If it's 50-50, it's because of his punching power. Maybe he lands, maybe he doesn't, that's the 50-50 part, but for the overall fight, Bivol has the advantage. Bivol, who turned pro in 2014, first won the interim WBA light heavyweight title in 2016 and quickly rose to prominence, becoming a worldwide sensation after his dominant victory over Canelo Alvarez in 2022. Following that, Bivol won 3 more fights, including his first knockout since 2018 against Malik Zinad. On the other hand, Beterbiev, a 4-time amateur gold medalist, turned professional in 2013. Since then, he has captured the IBF title in 2017, the WBC title in 2019, and added the WBO belt in 2022. His most recent fight was a dominant performance in January, where he stopped Callum Smith. Dmitry Bivol expressed his gratitude towards the efforts made to ensure his upcoming fight against Artur Beterbiev happens. In the first part of his statement, Bivol acknowledged the contributions of Saudi Arabia and his team in making the fight a reality.
I'm so appreciate to Saudi, to His Excellency that he made this fight. He's making this fight happen. I'm so appreciate to my team, Vadim Kornilov, to my promoters, Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith, Andrei Rybinski. Everyone was wanted to make this fight also.
Bivol shifted focus to the personal importance of this fight for him. He mentioned that becoming the best in the light heavyweight division has always been his goal, and this fight represents the final step in proving his place at the top of the sport. He added, "This was my goal when I came to pro boxing. I put my target that I need to be the best in light heavyweight division, and this is the final fight to prove myself." Despite Beterbiev's remarkable record, his recent knee surgery raises questions about his readiness to face Bivol, particularly against such a mobile and skilled opponent. Beterbiev's torn meniscus led to the fight being delayed, and while he insists he's 100% fit, the injury could still provide Bivol with an edge in this high-stakes matchup. Artur Beterbiev, when asked about how he continues to improve and get stronger at 39 years old, humbly credited his mother's advice on diet and well-being. He mentioned that she has always given him valuable guidance on what he should and shouldn't eat, which has contributed to his longevity and strength in the sport.
Sure. Well, listen, you've been ready for the last 20 opponents, 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 KOs. I mean, you're now 39 years of age and you seem to be getting better and stronger. How do you do it?
You know, I'm listening to my mom always do me good advice, you know, what I need to eat, what I not need to eat, you know.
During the recent press conference, Dmitry Bivol reflected on his lifelong dedication to boxing, emphasizing the hard work and sacrifices he has made since he was 6 years old. For him, his upcoming fight represents the culmination of all that effort, a final step to prove whether everything he's done in his career was right. He said, "I'm in boxing since 6 years old. All my journey, I was working hard, I sacrificed a lot, and this is like the final step. Did I do everything right or not? And I want to make it like I did everything right." In the same press conference, Artur Beterbiev reflected on the significance of unifying all 4 belts in professional boxing, emphasizing the importance of such an achievement. He highlighted how this accomplishment represents the pinnacle of his career and how his goal is to win the final belt needed to become the undisputed champion. Artur Beterbiev emphasized his dedication to always preparing at his maximum potential for every fight, and he assured to continue the same even after his knee injury. He expressed that if he isn't fully committed to giving 100%, then he doesn't see any point in continuing. When asked about his recovery and training, he said, "I am recovered and I have no excuses. I always do 100% preparation. If I'm not there, I don't want to do like I mean for half. It's not for me." Artur Beterbiev was asked if he expected his upcoming fight on October 12th to go the distance. In response, he explained that he never makes predictions, nor does he aim for a knockout. Instead, his focus is always on preparation and refining key details in his performance. While knockouts may happen naturally, they are never his primary goal.
Expect to go the distance October 12th?
I never did prediction, but you know, and I never want to knock him out someone, you know. It's happened like I always more focus for different details, you know, like to prepare to do good things. It's mean for me good things.
Dmitry Bivol reflected on his long history in boxing and the combination of skills and hard work required to overcome Artur Beterbiev. He expressed confidence in his abilities but emphasized that it's not just about belief, it takes relentless effort and dedication to succeed. He stated, "I've been in boxing since I remember myself. I have all the boxing skills to beat him, but it's not just believing, it's hard work. I have to work on it. I have to prove all my skills. I have to be focused on my training camp, I have to be focused in the fight, and I have to get some luck also." This reveals Bivol's mindset going into the fight, a blend of self-assurance, hard work, and the understanding that even the best prepared fighters sometimes need a bit of fortune in the ring. Chris Algieri offered his insights on the potential outcomes of the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, suggesting that if Bivol wins, it could likely go the distance. Algieri sees Bivol as the type of boxer who could outmaneuver Beterbiev for 12 rounds with his technical skills. Algieri said, "I actually think this fight could go the distance if Bivol wins. I could see it going 12 rounds. If Beterbiev wins, I could see it getting stopped." Continuing his analysis, Algieri highlighted that while Bivol punches well enough to earn respect from his opponents, he's not known for his knockout power. He noted that even in his fight against the smaller Canelo Alvarez, Bivol wasn't able to seriously hurt or stop him. On the other hand, Beterbiev, a true light heavyweight with significant power, has shown resilience even when hurt or knocked down, often recovering and coming back stronger.
Bivol has, listen, he can punch well enough, but he's not a puncher per se, and he gets plenty of respect. You know, he had a guy, Canelo, much smaller guy, couldn't really hurt him and get him out of there either. Beterbiev is a true 175 pounder. He's super strong. Absolutely, he's aggressive at times. He does get hit with shots. He has been hurt before, but he always gets up, and he gets up and he brings the heat afterwards.
At the same podcast, Paulie Malignaggi weighed in on Beterbiev's fighting mentality. He emphasized that Beterbiev is not the kind of fighter to back down when outclassed. Malignaggi believes that even if Beterbiev finds himself being outboxed, he will continue pressing forward in search of a knockout.
Beterbiev being one of those guys where he wouldn't just accept, oh, let me shell up and try to go the distance. If he was being outclassed, because let's face it, he could also knock Bivol out, obviously. But if he was the one being outclassed in the fight, I could see him continuing to try to push it and either try to get the knockout or be knocked out.
Reflecting on Beterbiev's past, in October 2018, he defended his IBF light heavyweight title against Callum Johnson in a thrilling fight. Despite Johnson managing to knock Beterbiev down in the second round, Beterbiev's relentless power carried him to victory. Johnson, when asked about facing Beterbiev, noted that despite concerns from some fans about Beterbiev's age, he has shown no signs of slowing down and continues to perform at peak levels.
You know, it's very interesting, isn't it? It's a 50-50 fight. You know, you got to look. People say about Beterbiev's age, but he is getting on. He is like touching 40. But again, you know, someone like that's lived a life. He's shown no signs of slowing down in his fights recently.
Callum Johnson raised valid concerns about Artur Beterbiev's age and the potential effects of his recent knee surgery. He expressed curiosity about how the surgery might influence Beterbiev's performance in the ring and whether age could finally catch up with the reigning light heavyweight champion. Johnson remarked, "He's coming back from knee surgery. How's that going to affect him? I think the thing is the age going to affect him? Because at some point it will, whether it's now or not. Will the knee surgery affect him?" In addition to this, Johnson highlighted that many people underestimate Beterbiev's boxing talent, often focusing solely on his power. He pointed out that Beterbiev's impressive amateur background, including world and European gold medals, demonstrates his high level of skill, making him more than just a power puncher. Johnson continued, "People don't give Beterbiev the credit he deserves for his boxing ability because that man can box. You don't win world and European gold medals if you can't box. His strength and power is unmatched, isn't it?" Reflecting on his own fight with Beterbiev, Johnson shared how he initially sensed that Beterbiev was weakening during the bout. He admitted that he thought the champion was losing strength, only to later realize that it was a calculated strategy set by Beterbiev to lure him in.
I was saying to Joe in the corner, "I can feel him weakening, Joe. I can feel him weakening." But, you know, he just lured me into that trap, didn't he? And he got me. You know, the man's unbelievable. He's pound for pound, isn't he? For a reason. So I can't give him nothing but credit, but yeah, I mean, the experience I had, and you asked me, at the time, I didn't feel like it was anything out of the ordinary, but it obviously was, because, I mean, looking back at the video, when he's hitting my arms, he's knocking me all over, do you know what I mean? So
the fight will take place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, live on TNT Sports box office, and fans will finally get to see who emerges as the first undisputed light heavyweight champion in over 20 years. Dmitry Bivol's dominant victory over Canelo Alvarez in May 2022 showcased his elite boxing skills and established him as a formidable force in the light heavyweight division. Canelo, after his loss, hasn't ruled out the possibility of a rematch, recently stating that he would like to take that chance for the rematch if Bivol defeats Artur Beterbiev. While Canelo Alvarez was too small for the light heavyweight division in his 2022 fight against Bivol, and Gilberto Ramirez was slow and predictable, Bivol will now face an opponent in Beterbiev who is far more dangerous. Bivol, however, remains unfazed by these comments, keeping his focus on the task at hand, his upcoming fight with Beterbiev for the undisputed light heavyweight titles. Bivol shared his thoughts in a recent interview with Boxing News, saying, "I just don't think about it at all. I have my training camp, I have Beterbiev fight, and then we will see." This statement reflects Bivol's concentration on his immediate goal rather than being distracted by talks of a rematch with Canelo. In the second part of the interview, Bivol elaborated on his stance regarding a potential fight with Canelo, stating that instead of talking to the media, Canelo should address his team directly. He added, "If we need to do some fight, he doesn't need to talk with the media. He needs to talk to Eddie Hearn. We could fight. I was available a couple of years. More than 1 year we were waiting for the offer, but we didn't get it. Doesn't matter." Brandon Glanton, who sparred with Artur Beterbiev, shared an intense memory from their 2017 session, describing the sheer power behind one of Beterbiev's punches. He recalled being hit so hard in the hip that the pain radiated down to his foot and lasted for an entire week. He said, "He hit me in my hip so hard I felt it in my foot for a week. The guy is an incredibly strong puncher. It's different, like nothing I had ever felt before." That was years ago, in 2017, but at that point I was like, wow, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. I grew a lot from that and it was my pleasure. This powerful experience helped Glanton grow as a fighter, acknowledging that facing such a strong opponent taught him valuable lessons in the ring. When asked about the upcoming Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol fight, Glanton predicted that Bivol would come out on top. While he acknowledged both fighters' immense skills, he emphasized Bivol's superior mastery of distance and timing, which he believes will make it difficult for Beterbiev to land his devastating shots.
No, I think Bivol beats him. Yeah, I think, and again, two very, very good fighters, but in my head, Bivol is a master of distance and timing. I just don't think Beterbiev will be allowed to get that close to him. Maybe a few times, but I think after Bivol feels that first cracking shot, you know, the alarm will go off like, okay, not again. You know, some people will say I'm wrong. You know, I just believe in time and distance. I believe in boxing schooling. I think I got to edge that out to Bivol, man.
David Benavidez shared his thoughts on light heavyweight champions Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. Though he hasn't faced either fighter, Benavidez offered a breakdown of their styles. He praised Bivol's speed and agility, emphasizing how Bivol's ability to move quickly and effectively around the ring makes him a tough target for opponents. However, when it comes to raw power, Benavidez sees Artur Beterbiev as the more dangerous of the two.
Who do you think poses the harder fight for you between Bivol and Beterbiev? Who presents the more difficult fight?
I think probably Beterbiev.
Yeah.
Because he's 14-0 with 14 knockouts, 15-0, 15 knockouts. The thing I see about him is a little bit different. It might be an easier way to beat him is that he's really flat-footed, but he has a lot of power.
Yeah.
The thing about Bivol, he's more of a complete fighter.
Right.
He can hit you from here, he can move here. You know, you can't hit him. He's moving, using the whole ring.
Beterbiev's most recent performance was against Callum Smith, where he displayed his immense punching power by knocking Smith down in the 7th round. This victory allowed Beterbiev to retain his IBF, WBC, and WBO light heavyweight titles. Following the fight, promoter Eddie Hearn lauded Beterbiev, referring to him as a heavenly creature and suggesting that Beterbiev doesn't seem to be slowing down or losing anytime soon.
But what did you make of what we saw in the ring tonight? Just like you're fighting a guy that's not human. You know, he's not breathing. Every shot hurts. Even in the clinches, you see how strong he is. I'm not sure I've seen anything like it before, really.
Eddie Hearn also expressed his excitement about the upcoming fight between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, highlighting the significance of the bout. He emphasized that these are two generational talents, the best light heavyweights in the world, fighting for all the belts. Jamie Moore described the upcoming fight between Bivol and Beterbiev as a phenomenal matchup, emphasizing how tough it is to predict a winner. He expressed that his gut feeling leans towards Bivol due to his superior skill set and mastery of the ring. According to Moore, Bivol's footwork and exceptional judgment of distance could lead him to victory.
Phenomenal fight. Really good, and it's such a tough fight to pick. My gut feeling is saying that Bivol's skills and ring generalship, his feet are so good, his judgment of distance will get him the victory.
Moore also highlighted Beterbiev's strength in cutting off the ring and getting into close range to land his powerful punches. He acknowledged that Beterbiev has a unique ability to impose his fighting style on his opponents, making it hard to bet against him. He continued, but Beterbiev is so good at cutting the ring down, getting close, he gets subtly close and into punching range, and he tends to be able to impose his style on you. In the end, Moore admitted that while he feels Bivol could win on points, he wouldn't be shocked if Beterbiev's relentless pressure led to a different outcome. He added, "That's the big thing for me. Is he going to be able to do that to Bivol? My gut feeling tells me Bivol wins on points, but I wouldn't be surprised either way." Artur Beterbiev's recent knockout victory over Callum Smith has significantly boosted his standing within the boxing world, earning him greater respect and sparking discussions about his position among the light heavyweight elite. This shift ignited a debate between boxing analysts Spencer Oliver and Simon Jordan regarding whether Beterbiev now ranks higher than Dmitry Bivol. Spencer Oliver expressed a preference for Bivol, despite being impressed by Beterbiev's performance, suggesting Bivol still holds an edge due to his overall skill and ring control. In contrast, Simon Jordan emphasized the need to evaluate a fighter's entire career record, arguing that it would be premature to rank Beterbiev above Bivol based solely on one exceptional performance. Jordan pointed out that Bivol's consistency, including his high-profile win against Canelo Alvarez, should be considered before altering rankings.
I was big-time Bivol before this fight. Now I'm Beterbiev.
So you sort of run with the hare and hunt with the hounds, do you?
Absolutely.
So you're easily swayed. So
Well,
Bivol's performance
hold on a
against
minute.
Lyndon Arthur, where he just boxed Lyndon's ear off for 12 rounds and ultimately showed you the quality and class.
Yeah.
And his performances against Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
And his performances against Gilberto Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
All of those you're going to discount.
Right, yeah, can I
because
tell you
Beterbiev had
why?
one performance.
Can I tell you why?
You're a shocker, Spence.
Are you going to listen to me or not?
Run with a hare and
Can I
hunt
tell
with
you
the
why?
hounds. Tell me.
Because we look at the power of Beterbiev. So the people that you've just mentioned, Canelo Alvarez, who's not a light heavyweight, let's have it right.
My gut tells me Beterbiev.
Yeah.
But that's because I've got in the back of my mind Bivol versus Craig Richards.
But before this fight, you would have gone Bivol, right? I mean, I think we're pretty much in the same space.
Not necessarily.
Is that right?
No, I don't bend and flex like you. I'm consistent. I don't run with the hair.
You crack me up.
As the highly anticipated Bivol versus Beterbiev fight draws closer, Greg Hackett has labeled it one of the most exciting matchups of the year. He praised both fighters, referring to them as monsters in the ring, but ultimately predicted that Beterbiev would come out on top. Despite this, Hackett emphasized that Bivol would give Beterbiev a tough and competitive fight before the final result. Hackett offered a detailed analysis, acknowledging that both fighters would endure significant challenges throughout the fight. He predicted that Bivol Bivol would dominate the early rounds, likely winning the first 6 with his superior boxing skills. He said, "It's going to take a lot out of Beterbiev, and it's going to take a lot out of Bivol. Bivol's going to look like a hell of a boxer in the beginning. He might go up 6 rounds, but Beterbiev will be able to catch up to him." Canelo Alvarez shared his perspective on the potential outcome of the Bivol versus Beterbiev fight, offering insights into the keys for Bivol's success. He emphasized that if Bivol maintains his conditioning and follows a strong game plan with effective movement, he has a chance to win. However, Canelo also warned that if Bivol gets trapped in the corners or on the ropes, it could be a tough night for him due to Beterbiev's relentless power and aggressive style. Canelo said, "I think if Bivol has the condition and good game plan to go there in and out and do all these things, I think he wins. But if not, if he goes a little bit in the corner or on the ropes, it's going to be hard for him because Beterbiev is a very hard fighter." With both Bivol's technical brilliance and Beterbiev's raw power, who do you think will come out on top in this epic showdown? Will Bivol's movement be enough to avoid Beterbiev's relentless pressure? Let us know your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to check out other fight breakdowns by clicking the videos on the screen.